everybody, welcome to an all new episode of the One Team We Agree On. I'm Kyle,
I'm Jillian.
and happy Victory Day.
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
the Philadelphia Union beat Columbus last night 4-1, and yes, my voice is a little scratchy from cheering.
Mine definitely was last night. I'm feeling okay this morning, but yeah.
Yeah, but we're going to talk about that all today's show. But before we get started, also want to say Joaquim effing Torres.
Yes.
That was amazing last night.
I've watched that like on a loop over and over and over.
And I agree. I think that was awesome. He played phenomenal last night. So in a short role. So, but what are we wearing today?
Well, I thought it was appropriate considering yesterday we had four of the five sports teams
Mm-hmm.
in Philly playing. Now, of course, two of them did well. Well, I should say, you know, it was really cool to see the Phillies and the Union coming
Right.
back on the same day, considering, well, they ended on the same day last season. So, welcome back to the Phillies and, of course, the Union. The Flyers were the Flyers, and we won't talk about that one. And then the Sixers, well, they lost a close one to the Celtics. So, but yes, Philly represent. We got all the stars of the teams here. I love that we have Andre Blake. We got Carter Hart, we got Jalen Hurts, Bryce Harper, and Joel Embiid.
And
So
there's another one with apparently
Gazdag.
yes.
Yeah, there's a different version. It was just one of those sponsored posts on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, and I was like, oh, I think I need that.
So and then I am wearing the gold-blooded with Lil Snake here on it because what we did to Columbus last night was cold-blooded, as Dave Chappelle said.
Yeah.
But no, it was an awesome match, and Columbus is good, and we'll get into
Mm-hmm.
that in a little bit. But again, you can follow and interact with us on Twitter at TOTWAG. That's the One Team We Agree On. And then on Facebook and Instagram at the One Team We Agree On, all one word. But let's go ahead and get started and talk about
Mm-hmm.
kind of our review of some of the things. So let's talk about Tailgate. So
Yeah.
new lot, new atmosphere. I'll start off with the parking. I thought getting into and out this year was a little better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Getting in, parked right away, and then literally walked right across. I mean, it wasn't much. You just have to walk right across the street. But what were your overall thoughts like when you first saw the setup and everything?
Yeah, so we got there about 3:45, so not long after it started. There's already a pretty good crowd by the time we
Right.
got there. Like, I mean, in years past, we get there like right when it was starting, and it was, not too many people yet.
Yeah.
So, especially considering it was like 33 degrees out, I was surprised to see how many people were there already. And like the line was pretty long for the food, like right away.
Right.
But so I thought, the setup was good. They have the check-in and the food inside the building there. And I think that's good for everyone there too, because way more space for that and don't have to worry about the wind and the weather going on. As
Right.
there's been so many times trying to get food at the tailgate and like the wind's just like whipping and making it hard for everybody. And so that was good. And then you had the drinks outside, and grilling outside, and the music and everything. So, I thought the setup was good there. We had all picnic tables out there. There wasn't really anyone playing games. We actually didn't break out our ring toss yet. We'll have to do that
No.
sometime. But good crowd for sure.
I think Drew, who sits right next to us, he said best, like, when did we get so big for like a home
Yeah.
opener? Like
I couldn't believe the crowd.
we've seen crowds like that in the past, like for like playoff games
Yeah.
or like a summer mid-season playoff game or like a
Hmm.
big like late in the season game, but not for like a home opener since we've been going.
That was like a playoff atmosphere. Like
It
that
really
crowd
was.
was.
It really was for home opener. So that was really positive.
Hmm.
Overall, I thought the set was great.
Hmm.
Food offerings, they had
They
wings, they had
spring
cheese,
rolls, and they had
yeah,
really good food. There was
chicken
soup.
noodle soup,
Yeah,
yeah,
which
like
was
a lot
smart.
of different options.
Yeah.
Like they had hot cocoa. I
Yeah.
mean, and people like were so, and that's one great thing if you volunteer. People there are please volunteer if you're able.
Thanks to those who do.
Yes,
You guys do a
absolutely.
great
Thank you.
job every
Yeah.
time.
I mean, it was really well efficient.
Mhm.
The only thing I would say is, and I think they're still trying to figure it out, was we had a lot of people in that food line that were trying to check in. So we had to keep saying, oh, no,
Yeah,
that's over
yeah, or
there.
like they thought the drinks were in that line.
Line.
It
Yeah.
just I
So, but
helped
that,
direct some people.
but yeah, I know I was talking to some people as well
Mhm.
about that. And, it's just, figuring it out. And
Mhm.
then, like, people were saying, I heard a couple people say, where's the merch? And the merch, you have to go
It was all the way in the
past.
back
So
behind the
I
food.
walked back there, and John and Rachel had that nice little setup back there. And they were all back there at boxes. Like, you can actually see all the gear you can buy. They have the prices
Mhm.
listed. Um, I had like a little price board there. So it was a lot nicer, I thought, back there, because you can just go in, pay. They had a separate line to get your membership packages if you
Mhm.
ordered. So I like that setup. I thought the setup with the beer outside was nice right there
Mhm.
where you can see you had that, and then you had the beer table. It's kind of like the old spot. And
Mhm.
the other thing, but yeah, I thought that whole nice setup was really good. There's space there if you wanted to play games, if you wanted to walk around, just
Mhm.
chat. I mean, it's about the same size space. I feel it just because of all the structures, it feels a little
It feels smaller, but I think it's probably pretty comparative.
comparable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, and the one thing I will say is, and I know it's their first time, I think they need a little bit more in the way of porta potties because the line
yeah,
got really long. There were four when usually there were like eight of them. So
yeah.
unless
No,
we were missing something in there or others nearby, it was they were over in lot G where we park now. It's just right across the street. But yeah, just the line got pretty long and it moved, but still I
right.
can yeah, it would be nice if there was just a couple more, probably.
Yeah, especially when it was getting late towards kickoff
Yeah,
there.
when everything started going through everyone, then it
Yes.
got really long. Yeah.
So, but no, it was nice. We got to talk to a lot of people that
Hmm.
we knew, and
Shout out to all people that we talked to.
yes, I had a
Yes.
nice conversation with Anthony and his father, and so shout out to you guys, and then just chatting with Renee and a couple other people,
Yeah, and
and
yeah, it was great to see, all of that. Just catching up with people and making connections. Those of you who have listened to this before, watch this. That was it was good to meet some of you guys in person for the first time.
to see some of you again for a
Yeah.
long time. So,
Yeah.
again, if we didn't interact, come say hi to us. We like talking. We will talk your ear off. And then it was time for the march. And our buddy Todd Lewis and Shelby joined us
Yep.
for that. Before Todd went up to the press box. Oh, yeah, shout out to Mike Barrett too.
Yeah.
Stopped by and said hi too. That was nice to meet you.
Yep.
Sorry about that. So
Yep.
I thought the march was nice.
Mhm.
They had a nice little hype as always, and then
Mhm.
got marching beers. I felt like it was a shorter march because we used to go across the train tracks, that little spot there.
Yeah.
What'd you think about the march?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, it's probably not that much different in distance. It was a little farther than it was a little closer than what we would normally do.
Yeah,
It's good that there wasn't a train going by.
that's gonna be
Because there were
interesting.
two, because during our time there, train went by twice. So yeah, I mean, I think initially there one issue was like people were backed up into the street, so they're
Yeah,
trying to get people to like get around the fence and get into the area. So but lots of people in there on the march in. The lines to get in were really long at the
they
front there,
were.
like in the past, we'd march in to the gates that are closer to the river end, and then but then after we'd march in, we'd go through the plaza, go see the puppies, do our
Yeah,
usual thing, and then go in up, the gates that are, near the team store and all that. And our trick was to go just around to the other side of that, coming in the different direction, and there'd be no line because everybody making a long line on the one side and not realize, oh, you can get on the other side. Unfortunately, that line was ginormous.
that line was
So we're like, well,
ginormous.
can't do that. So can't do that trick anymore.
And then when we got we went down through our old gates,
Oh,
uh,
we couldn't go back
back
around.
around
Yeah.
because of the construction. I guess players are parking back in that
Yeah.
walk area now. So we had to walk all the way around the stadium, which
Yeah.
again wasn't a bad thing. I mean, the nice thing is we got to see some new food offerings like
Mm-hmm.
Phillips steaks,
Yeah.
and just some of the layout has changed.
Yeah.
Like they moved Sterling Pig closer.
Yeah, the concourse was really crowded, like
It was
really crowded.
it,
And again, this is, well before the game starting too.
right.
And I mean, the lines for the bathrooms even, were kind of long there in the beginning. Sounds like so, you know, and but yeah, it was pretty tight getting through some areas of that. That's for sure. But yeah, there's some new food offerings that we got to see.
No cranks, pizza cones are gone.
Shanks, yeah,
Oh,
no,
Kanks.
Shanks. Well, definitely the pizza cones. They
R.I.P.
were, yeah, honestly, they were a disappointment anyway. So got them
Yeah.
once and never again. But yeah, we had Phillips steaks. We'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
They do have I don't know if you guys have seen, but they do have that check mobile ordering option. If you download that app, you can order things you know, from the app and then go pick them up. So you don't have to wait in line, which I think is cool.
That is
We'll
cool.
have to take advantage of that. And one of the offerings is, of course,
The donuts.
yeah, that wing kitchen. Yep.
So
So
our buddy Todd will be Albert will be happy about that.
yes, because you gotta get those donuts every time.
Yes, he does. So but yeah, so we walked around, checked
Mhm.
everything out, and then we went up to the river end. So let's get into the match a little bit. Uh I would say the river end crowd, it was packed. It
Mhm.
was a nice crowd. Everybody was excited to be back. Everybody was standing. A lot of good, just good atmosphere to start off. What was your initial thoughts like when with the march out,
Mhm.
all that? What'd you think?
I thought everyone was super pumped. A
Yep,
lot of good energy. I mean, you looked around. I mean, the place was a sellout basically.
yep.
So, lots of good energy there. And then they had the what's her name from the
Oh, good
yeah,
morning, Philadelphia.
yeah, it was Alexis Holly.
Yeah,
I don't really watch that because I don't watch we don't always get all those stations, but yeah, I thought she did a heck of a job banging the drum. She
yeah,
knew how to bang that thing. Like sometimes like they don't
yeah.
hold that
They'll
thing
just be
right
like,
and it's just
doot,
like
doot.
like
She was,
respect. She got everyone fired up there. That was good.
yeah,
And yeah, Ashley Rice, who I guess is married
married
now.
now.
Props, good for
Yeah,
her. Yeah, she as always, phenomenal job with the anthem.
absolutely.
Yeah, and so River End, we were hyped, ready to go.
It's
But
good energy.
I noticed like it seemed to me like there was a lot more cheering outside of the River End too.
Yeah,
That was better.
that was better. There just
Mm-hmm.
seemed to be people were into the match,
Mm-hmm.
like especially like when we were doing the Union chants. Like it
We
was,
were doing the one where we like, the where we like sent it
yeah,
over to the other section and stuff, and they were actually like really doing it, pretty
it,
good.
it was
That
really
was
good.
good energy. I will say there were times during the match where like at least our section over 136 like you know could have been a little louder.
I mean, we were cheering in our set.
We were cheering, but there were times where I was like, like
Yeah,
let's get it a little louder. But I mean, not saying we did bad, but I think we can always do better.
yeah. Like Adam Booth came out of retirement there towards the end to get
Adam
everyone.
was shirtless in the river end in the 30-degree weather,
Adam
and
came out of
and
retirement real quick
yeah,
and
and he was
started
hyping
like
everyone up.
hyping everybody up in that second half.
Yeah,
But let's get into the match a little bit. So
yeah.
again, oh excuse me.
Still recovering from last night, huh?
Yeah, my voice. So my thoughts are Columbus. Wilfred Nancy knows how we're gonna play.
Yep.
They knew what we were gonna do. So and Jim said in his presser, they spent about that first 20 minutes of the match just controlling the pace, controlling what we were gonna do, and I think that detracted from what we definitely were trying to get on the counter and move forward. I thought the first probably 30 minutes, we looked a little rusty. And Jim had said, it could have been
Mm-hmm.
more goals. I mean, it just looked like first. We saw that last year
Mm-hmm.
against Minnesota. We just looked the attack as well as the attack flowed this year compared to last year. I felt
Mm-hmm.
it's night and day. Obviously, we put 4 goals. We
Yep.
just looked a little off.
Yeah, at the beginning we looked like we were just getting outplayed a little bit, and
But
they Columbus did have definitely more possession. time, but
I did
we
think
adjusted.
though we did a very good job with, Jim had talked about getting Darlington Nagby not from straight up the middle. We were getting him out. We were making Zellerin, even though he had some shots in on
Mm-hmm.
his set pieces. I felt we kind of limited him. Cucho had his opportunities, but again, we did what we need to do there to
Mm-hmm.
minimize him to a certain point. He's going to make plays. So I thought again the defense did what they needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think the one bummer was, we were waiting for that goal. Julian has that open look,
Oh,
and
yes.
but I'm in his defense, and everybody in our end was like, oh man, that was just a bad miss. But in defense, great, good and great strikers are gonna miss
It
wide open
happens.
shot. It happens. I mean, I'm not sitting there. I'm like, because what my concern was is we seen him do that last year where he'll miss a one shot and then he's gonna start trying too hard and
Mm-hmm.
then he's gonna be blowing things. So and we'll get to that in a little bit. It was good to see him bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that, Columbus goes right down the field and puts one in the net. It's 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
Was that an own goal?
Again, I'm not like expert on soccer rules and everything, but
I've
to
watched it.
me, as a very lay person on this, I'd say it. To me, I didn't think it was an own goal. I thought it was more of just a deflection. But
Deflection, and because Blake,
you
it was
know,
a weird goal from where we were
yeah,
looking at. I'm like, that should have been safe. But then I
yeah,
saw the replay bounced and he
mm-hmm,
read the ball right, just went over him. I
yeah,
mean, that's gonna happen.
yeah. It was tough.
Um, Tough play there. But then when I watch the replay, it does kind of like looks like Glesnes is going to kick it out,
Mm-hmm,
like clear it last minute, and Blake was kind of there, and Glesnes it kind of touches off his wrong way of his foot, and he knocked it in. It looked like
yeah.
two people came and went off his foot last.
It
So
wasn't. Yeah,
by the law of the land, that's an own goal.
but it wasn't like the one with Room last year.
No, that
That was
was
an
an own
own
goal.
goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean that's an unfortunate break. And
Mm-hmm,
the one thing I put a note here again, and I wrote this in my article. When we get down and a team scores an opening goal, the River End went like it wasn't like we got a little too quiet. Now the far end of the River End with like the ultras and over where
mm-hmm.
Jared and those guys were capoing, that was still they were cheering. But
Well, and that's because
our
what happened.
side got really quiet. It was like,
Well, it was just I think shock for a second, but
yeah.
but yeah, Cucho trying to like shush everybody.
Oh no, that pissed
That
that nicked everybody off there.
hmm
So anyway, that was kind of one of the things where I was kind of like, okay. But here's the thing I will say. Um, we kind of got after that goal, we kind of started getting back into it. Then
we
we
did.
got the PK awarded. Dan
Hmm
takes it, puts it 1-0. We go into half.
That was huge.
And I turned to Billy, and Billy was sitting right down for us. He looked at us, and I go, "We needed that, and we did need that because that got us confidence. You could see the guys kind of were getting in, got the crowd back into it.
Yeah.
And I think for Danny's confidence, after the last time he took a PK, he slipped in probably the biggest
Yeah.
shot of his career.
hmm
Now he got two chances last night to kind of cleanse the demons, so to speak, and
Yeah.
get his mind right and say, okay, that was a fluke. And I think he's a professional. He's not going to
hmm
think about that. But, just to get that back in, okay, I can do this, second nature. Um, that was huge. So, and then I thought the second half, now I was waiting in the longest line I've ever seen. I mean, literally, it was going out to like the picture of Seba. Like,
Yeah.
that's how long the
Well,
bathroom line
for the
was.
men's, mind you.
For the
I
men's.
mean, ladies take forever in the bathroom,
But this
but
thing was like the biggest line I've seen probably since the playoffs. And so finally got in there, got back with, I think they were probably like 3 minutes into half.
yeah.
And then as soon as I get down, see it, there goes, here we come now. And all of a sudden, we're starting to break down their attack even more, getting turnovers. Brujo looked much more confident. I thought the second half than he did the first a little bit. I thought, Elliott played very well. I was happy with our defense again early on in the season, just a couple things here and there. But, we get that nice goal from Carranza. Then we get the PK
hmm
again, puts us 3-1. And by that point, you can see kind of Columbus just kind of start falling apart. They started making some subs.
Yeah.
we started making some of our subs. And let's get to it. I mean, Joaquin F. Torres comes in
Oh my
79th
goodness.
minute. And this is a guy, as I told you, I was high on because I
Hmm.
saw him play. He comes in, first thing he does, he gets the ball, goes right down, makes two spin moves, and just
Sick.
the strength and just control of his body he had right off of that turn on Nagby. And Jim said best, he could have gone out wide there with the safer pass. He sees Carranza coming in on the side, cutting in, makes that nice little thread ball, and bam, right in. That's 4-1. And that place just went bonkers. Like,
Hmm. Oh
and
my God. Just like when he was doing those moves, everyone's just like,
oh,
oh, and like oh my goodness, the reaction was, awesome. I mean, what an impression to make, on the home crowd there. His first touches. I mean, wow. And then just to take that down, and Julian gets the ball then and puts it in the back of the net, and
again, getting
whew.
back to Julian's first goal, shout out to Alejandra for that cross. That was
Oh,
a
that was
mwah,
chef's kiss.
oh, that was a chef's kiss cross right there. I
Hmm.
saw it come downside and just, I mean,
Yeah.
for his age, just to still put that ball right on a dime and just Julian just run right into it and finish it. That's with him and Kai being able to do that
Hmm.
down the side. And again, for some of those formations, maybe we sub Leon out, put Jack in because Jack can cross like that too. I mean, just think about that going forward. You're gonna have all
Hmm.
three of those guys crashing in on those crosses. I mean,
Hmm.
that's the stuff where you're just excited. So, um, man of the match. I know the Sons of Ben voted, and this is a really cool thing. I actually kind of like this. That you can
Hmm.
vote on man of the match. So everybody voted for Danny, and Danny, 2 PK goals, very rightfully so. Who was your man of the match?
I mean, I'm not gonna say Daniel didn't deserve it. I think he did. I actually didn't get a chance to vote because like I was just too wrapped up, and I
Oh
totally
yeah,
forgot about that. But no, I agree. I mean, the two PK goals. I mean, obviously an argument could be said for Julian as well.
he was my man of the match.
I thought, he was tremendous, and um, you know, just
I thought
those goals were awesome that he had, to be
I
honest.
think with Julian, he was tracking back really
Mm-hmm.
nicely last night. He just even with that bad
Mm-hmm.
miss, he you can just see he's getting and Jim shouted him out. And he even said, it's gonna be hard to keep these teams. I mean, he's already getting offers
Mm-hmm.
to keep Ernst, keep teams away. I mean, that he played a great game, and
To me, it's like co-men of the match, honestly.
eh,
I mean, Julian and Daniel pretty much both deserve it.
were you nervous when we went down?
That's what I asked you, but was I? No.
No, I was nervous in the fact that if we didn't get a goal that first half, I was going to be a little nervous because we
Yeah.
just need that energy.
Yeah.
Um,
Once
having
we equalized it, I was like, no, we're gonna win this.
once we went up 2-1, I was like,
Hmm.
when we went up 2-1, I'm like, okay, this is going to get ugly real quick, and it did, and it could have
Yeah.
gotten a little bit worse. So overall, I thought it was good. I mean, we outshot them. I think it was, I forget the total stats I had earlier, but I know we outshot them on 40% possession.
Hmm.
And I know last year everybody's talking about the passing was down like the 60s first couple matches. It was up in the 70s. I mean, again, I think as we get more, the attack gets better and things kind of start to figure it out. That it's a lot better than last year. So there's a lot of things to be happy for
Yes.
over there, and there's some kinks we gotta work out too, because teams are going to be able to find us and break us down a little bit more.
Hmm.
So overall, uh, you know, four goal wins in club history, you can't be displeased by that. And I thought overall when we leave in, the crowd was exciting. It was packed at the Larimer,
Yeah.
and it was a great crowd. We got to talk to buddy Ed for a while, and he was all excited. And he brought up a good point, which I want to bring up on the show real quick here is, should the Union have a game at the link once a year? Like a once a
Hmm.
year, like home match, they go to the link and play, like just sell out the lower bowl, get fourth down. What do you think about
That
that?
would be fun. I mean, that atmosphere, that would be pretty fun. Um, you see what we do in our like 18,000-ish seat stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But like, man, if we get an even bigger crowd, that could be pretty good. I don't know.
I,
It'd be fun.
I don't know. I
But
mean,
I like this. I kind of like the confines of the Sub too.
I love the soup.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would say it would make sense for like if we had like I don't know, some sort of like special, not saying a friendly, so to speak. Maybe that's why I'm thinking like if we have a friendly where, but then you're gonna have like if we would like play like Manchester United, then like half of the fan base, like over half would be probably for Man U.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some sort of match where like if we can pack that bad boy up and like it's 75-25
Mm-hmm.
us, I think that'd be an electric environment. But anyway, so yeah, no, overall great match. And they got Miami coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And so just some final thoughts. Did you have what was it good to be back?
It was great to be back. Just we wore our lucky jerseys from
Yes,
last season, and
the luck continues.
yeah, I mean, we've only lost once wearing them. That was the MLS Cup.
Yes.
But like for me, it helped to make the sting of, well, it's not just a sting, it was a gut punch, let's be honest. The MLS Cup, it helped to make that not hurt so much, getting a fresh win,
Yep.
and it's new season and we have all this hope. It's really nice to have that. And it was great to feel the energy of just everybody between the tailgate and the crowd and, catch up with everybody. Like it was just, a really good day. And, honestly, I didn't even notice being cold except for when everyone left during halftime to go get food or pee or whatever. Like then I got cold because I think everybody left. So yeah,
No, I thought it was great. It was
you
good to
know,
see all our friends. Shout out to people 136.
136.
Jeff was great to see Jeff again.
Mm-hmm.
It was great to see Billy Drew. Everybody around us. So I'm looking forward to. Oh, and one other thing. So something during the tailgate, we were talking to. Oh my gosh, what's her name?
Palumi.
Yeah, we were talking to her, and
Yes.
she was posting pictures of cats, and we were joking about cats of dupe because we saw some other
Mm-hmm.
people. So we're like, we should make cats of dupe a thing. So this is our buddy
This is Oscar.
Oscar.
He's being shy all of a sudden.
He's usually not shy, but
Check out the I don't know if you can see it, but he's got his it's his little union tag on there.
yep, we got that from
Yes.
the dog park. So anyway, we decided we were talking to all of them, and we were just like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, we should all start a us Union fans with cats should start the cats a dupe.
Mm-hmm.
So we were all like, hey, if you got a cat and you can put him in a little scarf or a little Union jersey, and hashtag cats a dupe, we'd love to
Mm-hmm.
see it. So
Yeah, I got it started yesterday.
so go ahead and start cats a dupe. And for those of you who have dogs, you can start dogs a dupe. um, but yeah, that would be a fun thing. So for us, that's all we have. We're gonna try to get back later this week, possibly, to do a match preview of Miami. But if not,
Mm-hmm.
we'll certainly follow up with a match um, review and
Mm-hmm.
just some overall thoughts from the week. We got a lot of swimming meets coming up because it's
Mm-hmm.
March and it's championship season. So we're gonna still be out and around, and if not, we'll see you in Chicago. I mean, at Chicago on the 11th, and
Mm-hmm.
then we got Alianza that following Tuesday. So we got a busy month, everybody, but that's good because soccer's back.
Yeah. So do you think the guys last night were playing with a little chip on their shoulders after that those comments?
Oh, that's great. Well, as Jim said, those anonymous comments are cowards. So
Yeah, and his
only
his
cowards make
post game
yep.
he
So
mentioned.
I think so. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's gonna motivate the team. Jim said he posted that in his pre-press, I mean in the film study, So hey,
Thanks for the locker room material, whoever said that anonymous
I just
cowardly
love Jim's like, I'm
person.
trying to think if that was meant out of like, just jest or like, but no, I agree. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, only cowards make anonymous comments. So,
Yep.
but anyway, awesome win. It's great start to season. It's going to be a long ride, but until next time, I'm Kyle,
I'm Jillian.
and we'll see you around.